What is happening, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Prodigy, coming to you breaking down the upcoming DraftKings 10-game slate for tomorrow. It is Friday, 12/16. So we are here breaking down this 10-game slate. We went from a 4-gamer to a 10-gamer. So we have some injury news already to talk about, as y'all can tell, with Steph Curry, with possibly Anthony Davis questionable, but that's a normal. But we have a lot to go over. So before we can hit the like button for me, definitely subscribe. It always helps me out a ton. And we're already kicking off with an injury-riddled game with Atlanta at Charlotte. Um, on the Atlanta side, no Jonte Murray, Capella, and Collins. So Trae Young is back, though. This is a good matchup. Obviously, he looked good yesterday, going for 46. We kind of need a 50 bomb, though, at that price tag of 10,000. But it's a good matchup for him. This is going to be a high, fast-paced. We know Charlotte doesn't even want to be out there personally. That's what it kind of looks like. Bog at 6,000, the price tag did jump up. It went from 4,1 to 4,8 to 5,000. So now it's $1,000 more. So it definitely jumped up. He's not a value anymore. Well, like we got him whenever he was 4,1, 4,8, and 5,000. So that's kind of taking me off of him. And then DeAndre Hunter, he should see some additional minutes with no Clint Capella, so I don't mind him at 5-1. Okongwu should see a bump up in minutes. I don't mind him either at 20 to 26 minutes. He's in play. That's kind of what I'm looking at. On the Charlotte side, no Gordon Hayward possibly. He is questionable, so we need to keep an eye out for that because that'll just add a wrinkle into this offense. I'm not trusting this offense very well. If I'm gonna have a run back option, it's gonna be LaMelo at 8,000. He's seeing good minutes. I mean, 34 minutes was good in his first game back. I do like that. He would be our run back also if I wanted to go with the Trae Young and LaMelo Ball kind of mini stack. I don't mind that. I'm kind of bumping down Scary Terry. I'm not really getting to him. I don't really trust the production. I'm not really getting to Kelly Oubre either. That's kind of what I'm looking at for that game. Going to the Kings at Detroit on the Kings side. Only news we have is Kevin Huerter is questionable. So this is an easy spot for the Kings to go off on. It's just, can they stay out of foul trouble? What we know with Sabonis. If he stays out of foul trouble, he's going to get you a 60 bomb. If he's in foul trouble, though, that's where it gets kind of all over the place because we've seen this before where he's had 5 fouls, where he's had 4 fouls, and only gotten to maybe 35 to 40 fantasy points. So if you trust him in this matchup, I don't blame you going to him. But the cheap price tag is De'Aaron Fox at 8-1. That's a cheap price tag for him for what he can do in this matchup. Also, the Pistons play no defense. I don't mind going to him. I don't mind taking a shot on possibly Keegan Murray at 4-4 either. He's seeing good minutes now, 32 minutes. If that production stays up at 32 minutes, I don't mind going to him and throwing the dart throw. There's no Kevin Huerter. On the Detroit side, everybody's healthy, so it kind of makes me think I'm not really going to get to this team. Obviously, there's no KD coming at him. He's out for the year, so they're already priced him all the way down to bare minimum because he's not even going to play, which I don't blame him. Blame DraftKings for doing that. So the main focal point is Bog. That's the main. He's going to basically do all your offense on this team. Maybe he's Killian Hayes at 6'6", but I don't trust Killian Hayes. It's all over the place. He's so boomer bust that I don't really want to get to him. We have Jalen Duren splitting minutes down with Isaiah Stewart. I mean, 36 minutes for Jalen Duren. That's a good spot. It's just that he's going to get guaranteed minutes. So that's kind of what I'm worried about. But Orlando and Boston, on Orlando side, Paulo Banchero 7-7. The price tag just is not moving. It's staying in the 7K range, and he's continuing to get you 40 to fantasy points. So if you want to fill in an option at 7-7, I don't mind that. Widener, I don't really trust either one. I'm not really getting to anybody else on this team. It's a bad matchup. On the Boston side, Robert Williams is questionable. He should be playing in this matchup, though, obviously. So I don't know what his minutes are going to be. That's the problem. I don't know if Al Horford's even back. He's questionable. So if they're both out, obviously Robert Williams is going to play you. I'm not really trusting Blake Griffin to see minutes. I'm always going to take Jaylen Brown over Jason Tatum. Obviously, I know how I preach that every single slate. Indiana and Cleveland on the Indiana side, only Durate. I believe he's going to be bumped down to the G League. Yeah, but to say to try to get him back in the rhythm. But Tyrese Haliburton 9-4, he's always in play. He's always a triple double option. Miles Turner in this matchup is not really variable. And then I'm not really paying him hard 5-2. I'm not really getting to Jalen Smith. Buddy Hield's okay at 6-4. Bennett Matherin's okay at that price tag also. On the Cleveland side, though, Donovan Mitchell at the price tag of 8-6 is not really my favorite matchup. I don't really like this spot for Donovan Mitchell. That's the thing. Is I don't really trust him in this spot. I don't really like going to Darius Garland either. I'm not really getting too much of this team. I'm kind of crossing them off. Brooklyn and Toronto on the Brooklyn side. Um, Ben Simmons 6'5" is still kind of cheap in my opinion. We know he can boom. It's just when he booms, he can get you 35 fantasy points. Kyrie Irving 8'5". I'm still going to continue to play Kyrie Irving at this price tag. It's just too cheap under 9K. I don't understand why they haven't priced him up yet because he's continuing to get you either from 45 to 60 fantasy points a game. I'd much rather go to him than Kevin Durant because this is similar to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. One of them is going to go off, and then sometimes it is the second man. It's like Batman and Robin. It's the same thing. Nick Claxton, 6'2", is not really something I want to look at. I'm not really looking at Royce O'Neal. TJ Warren, I'm not playing. On the Toronto side, OG Anunoby, that's kind of their biggest thing. Van Fleet at 8,000, the price tag steadily moved up now. It went from 6'8" to 7'5" to 8,000. And when he's smashing at this price tag, I still don't mind paying 8,000 for him. And then Siakam 10.5. This is a great spot for him. Do you want to pay 10.5 for Pascal Siakam when he's got new 33 and 39 fantasy points? Not necessarily. So he's kind of the stud I'm fading if you want to call him the stud. And then Scotty Barnes is just not doing much with the minutes he's been producing other than the last game. I think that's an outlier game. He went 10 for 16. I think that's an outlier game. I'm not chasing it. I'm really not. Golden State and Philly. This is where it gets kind of interesting. No Steph, no Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green is questionable. It's Jordan Poole and A2. Klay Thompson 7-1. Do I want to pay 5-7 for DiVincenzo? Not necessarily. I know he's doing well. I don't want to pay 5-7 for him. I'd much rather just trust my spin ups in Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson. So give me those two guys with no Steph Curry. On the Philly side is a run back. You can obviously go to Joel Embiid at 10.5. This is an easy matchup for him at 11.5. James Harden's okay at under 10K. The rest teams out of play. Kind of focus on the main two. Last four games of the Knicks at Chicago on the Knicks side. Julius Randle 8.7 is priced okay. He went off last game against Chicago, and now they have him at the same price tag. And I don't mind going right back to him. Jalen Brunson 6'8" is kind of not what I really want to pay for that. RJ Barrett, as long as he hit his shot, he'll pay you off. But if he doesn't hit his shot, then it's going to be a bust. On the Chicago side, you really don't know which one's going to go off. That's the problem. Is it going to be DeRozan? Is it going to be Vooch? Is it going to be Zach LaVine? I much rather just go to cheaper with Zach LaVine at the mid range. I don't mind paying that at all. And then Vucevic at 7.3. I'd rather go to other center options personally. And then Minnesota OKC on the Minnesota side, D'Lo's questionable. So this is also going to be an interesting game to focus on because we also have Rudy Gobert questionable. There's already no cat. So are we going to get Naz Reid? Are we going to get Austin Rivers? Are we going to get Kyle Anderson? Is Anthony Edwards going to be the main guy? I want all of this team. This is OKC we're talking about. This is a high-paced, easy defense to force. And you have a run back option at SGA. So you have a perfect option to run it back with on the opposite side. You also can go to Josh Giddey for a cheaper price like at 7.2. I don't mind paying that at all. And then no James Robinson Earl, so maybe some Baisley. He's cheap. He's going to get you minutes. I don't mind paying 3.5 for Baisley. And I'll let people chase Poku. Portland and Dallas on the Portland side. On the Portland side, Josh Hart's questionable. That's pretty much the main news. Damian Lillard's been looking good. I don't mind him here. But we obviously have Luke on the slate, so we have a lot of spin-ups to go over. Simon 7.9's meh. Nurkic is in a good matchup. I don't mind paying that for 7.2. On the Dallas side, you know how it goes. I'm going to say this once again. Only Luka for me at 12.3, and I'm not playing the rest of the team. The rest of the team's out of play. It's Dallas. It's how it is. On the Denver side, Jokic is in a good spot. I don't mind him at 11.9, but I'd much rather just pay for Joel Embiid or SGA. Jamal Murray 7,000's not really what I want to pay. I mean, if you want to pay 7,000 for 6.4 for Aaron Gordon, he can maybe get you 20, but nothing really stands out on the Lakers side. Obviously, James and Davis are both questionable. James is going to play. Anthony Davis should be playing, I believe. Yeah, he's likely to play. So I don't really want to get to Anthony Davis in this matchup against Jokic. LeBron's 9.8. You can always go to him when he's under 10K. And then I don't mind throwing a dart on short air or Pat Bev at the price tags that they're at. But that wraps it. Safe though. Thank you for tuning in. It was a great and safe rest of the night. Have a good one, everybody.